I hope you're ready.
This is Unbridled Thoughts.
We want to hear what you have to say.
Welcome back to Unbridled Thoughts. I'm Sarah.
And I'm Ren, and you better grab the mane and hold on tight because there's no reins in Unbridled Thoughts.
All right. Well, today we have Miss Liz with us. She is my nail artist, and she is also my saving grace because when I first moved to Georgia, I could not find anybody for 4 years to do my nails. So when I found her, it was like, hallelujah.
I feel special.
I'm very appreciative of how she does my nails, and then I can come in with any idea and she's like, okay, I'm game. We'll do it. Let's do this.
Yes. I think it's hard too for people in our industry to find time to make appointments with other people that do what we do because we all work the same days and we're all off the same days.
Exactly. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but she makes it easy because I'm just on my schedule. It's pre-booked for the past 2 years.
Mm-hmm. Easy enough, Lizzie.
I have my girls block my schedule, and here I am. All right, Miss Liz. So we are going to ask you. First of all, do you have any socials or anything like that you would like to drop?
I do have an Instagram. It's Elizabeth_DZ89 at Instagram.
Okay.
And that's pretty much it. I like to stick to one social media because the rest of them just irritate. I'd rather just stick with one.
Yeah.
So
you're not on Facebook or anything, huh?
Mm-mm.
Yeah, I think I tried to look you up one time and I couldn't find you. I was like,
yeah, I have a page, but I'm not active on it.
Yeah. Yeah, I feel that. I'm that way with Instagram.
Yeah.
That's the age difference.
I love y'all are both like monogamous on your socials.
Yeah, just stick with one because more is just confusing and the algorithm is different and you have different people for different things. So I'm one person on one thing.
I love that. So tell us what it was like growing up in Warner Robins.
Well, I moved down here when I was 9. And my parents had just taken me out of public school, so I was freshly homeschooled and found a homeschooling group in the area because, the base is full of people that have to move every 4 years, so they'd rather homeschool their kids and just have a steady, homeschooling routine rather than changing schools every 2 to 4 years. So it was interesting. Warner Robins has never been known for a whole lot to do, but it is home, and it's interesting and fun to see it grow and, find the hidden gems in Warner Robins over the years. I mean, I've been here for, not to really give away my age, but over 25 years.
Yeah.
And it's been
girl, I got you beat.
Fun.
You don't have to worry about the age thing.
Yeah.
And I, too, am a homeschool girl, so I know what that was like. But my parents weren't cool enough to put me in any kind of homeschool groups. I was just kind of forced to do it alone.
Yeah, it was a Catholic homeschooling group, so it was very close-knit, and we were very much with people with the same ideology and the same, just wants and needs from life. And then there are other people that were odd, but that's a different story. But it was interesting to grow up in a homeschooling group because there really is no difference between kids in homeschooling and kids in public school. I mean, there's always a hierarchy. There's always the cool kids, the pretty ones, the popular ones, the not so popular ones, the awkward, and I mean, it was just a smaller amount of people, but it was exactly the same.
Yeah.
I just started working at 12. So
wow,
that's how I got my social.
It's like I got to find something.
Yeah. So I've been working forever. Yeah. That's how I was social and out in the world, learning how to live life.
I gotcha.
So I've been like the oldest person I've known my whole entire life.
the oldest, the most responsible.
Yeah. I was like, I have a savings account at 13.
Was it all different ages in your group?
It was, yeah. The certain age groups tended to stick together. Mm-hmm. But it was all different age groups, and there was only a handful of families, but the handful of families had a lot of children. Our neighbors who introduced us to the homeschooling group, they had 7 kids when we met them. And then towards the end...
Sorry, I was like visualizing what you were saying. I was like,
That's what we said
To
too.
the girl that is afraid of one, right?
Listen, I love other people's kids. Kids are
yeah.
awesome.
They're great over
Yeah,
there.
they're over there. I see you.
Over there.
You're
yeah.
seen.
Yeah, they ended up having 12 kids.
Wow.
So,
wow.
yeah,
They
that
continued.
was. They definitely did, and then there was families that only had 2 or 3. That was us, and then the hierarchy of the moms who thought they were better than you because they had more kids. You know, it's just how that goes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's I cannot remember the name of it, but there's a book that this woman wrote about the entire history of the school system in America, like starting from the very beginning, like day one, and she went through the whole history of it, and they said that the Red Schoolhouse was the best teaching system ever out of all of them because
Really?
all the different ages of kids would, once the older kids were done, they come and they would help the younger kids, and it was more like a communal thing.
Okay.
It's kind of cool.
That's like Little House on the Prairie days, right?
Right.
Anna Green Gable days.
Well, they didn't have you didn't have government and school back then. Like your
Yeah.
town, your little town or your province would, that's the school. They would hire the teacher and then they would teach. Your tax dollars would pay the teacher directly. You have one little red schoolhouse and then all the kids that in that surrounding area would go to that school and learn from that one teacher.
Oh, yeah. I guess that would give people more of a sense of community.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Everybody was together.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
I know, it is kind of cool.
Yeah.
Let's bring that back. I'm sorry.
Right?
I'm sure teachers are like, no.
Don't do it.
Don't do it.
There's too many people now. We wouldn't be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
You would really have to break people up into sections.
You really would.
Like neighborhood schoolhouses.
Almost like school zones.
Something like that. Yeah, I felt like I grew up on that street though, because of just the one family and us. There was like 15 people. Yeah, it's a lot.
They need a little red schoolhouse. just
They
for you
really
guys.
did. They really did.
So how did you decide that you wanted to get into doing nails?
I went to cosmetology school and I went for the broad cosmetology license
Yeah.
versus specific, just so I could figure out what I actually wanted to do. And I enjoyed nails, but I kind of fell into it. I went to work at a local salon for a little while waxing, and that didn't pan out. And in my panic of trying to find another job, because I quit on the spot because the place I worked at wasn't good. Great.
Yeah.
No,
We're not name dropping.
I was having panic attacks every day going to work. So
Oh,
it
man,
was
that's terrible.
No, it wasn't a fun place to work. But my best friend told me about Bamboo. So I went to Bamboo and I worked there for 3 years, and I learned 85 to 90% of what I know about nails on the job. And then I kind of fell into doing the other things like eyelash extensions, and I kept a little bit of waxing, but my main thing is nails. It's something that I found out I was good at by accident.
Yeah.
And
You are really good at it.
I really try. Thank
Yeah.
you.
No, you were really good at it. When I
Thank you,
found
thank
you, I
you.
was like so thankful.
Yeah, my anxiety and my pickiness over my own fingers, don't look at them right now, but my anxiety and pickiness helps with the detail of nails because it's such tiny, tiny details that a
Yeah.
lot of people miss and just rush through, and I don't like
Yeah,
doing that. So I do
yeah.
nails how I want my nails done.
Right.
Yeah.
We said about facials.
Yep. Yeah. And I mean, I went to cosmetology school too, and I didn't have a good teacher. We didn't have like really a teacher that knew how to teach nails. Yeah. So we had.
So it was just a requirement, but
yeah.
not really.
Yeah. And I mean, it was just like, oh, I hated it. I
Yeah.
didn't understand the science of it. I didn't want to do it. You know what I mean? It was like. The only time I wanted to do it is if you had cramps and you're like, okay, fine. Can I just sit and like paint my fake nails all day?
Can I just sit down for a second?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was really the only thing we could sit down for. Was,
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That literally was the only thing you could sit down for is if you were practicing nails. Even if you wanted to practice a facial, you had to do it standing up at your...
Yeah, I don't know why they wanted to torture us so bad. But
I don't know. It was
on
pretty
the job,
torturous.
on the job learning, I feel like really hones your skills. You get the license through cosmetology school.
Yeah.
But you hone your skills on the
Yeah,
job.
yeah. I was really fortunate because when I went to school, my little aesthetics teacher, she had just like came back from the Philippines. Like her husband was stationed over there. and her husband had been stationed at like some other really cool places like overseas, that the beauty industry was kind of popping, you know. So when he had retired or something like that, and that's what led him to my little hometown. Well, it was Bakersfield, not my hometown, Tehachapi. And she was just like on fire for life and what she did, you know, because she just came back with all this education and practice and experience, you know. So that part of it was my favorite part, was the aesthetics, but I felt like all the rest of it, you're not really learning much of anything, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you're learning how to pass state board tests.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So, I mean, I got lucky that we had the one teacher that was really good at hair color and the other teacher that was really good at cutting, and, you know, the rest of it, you're on your own.
Yeah. You feel like you're told to sink or swim most of the time. And
you definitely go from like solo player game to like multiplayer game.
Yeah, absolutely.
Real fast.
Yes, you do. And it's a whirlwind, and it'll definitely give you some anxiety, but after you find your niche,
you're good.
You're good.
Yeah, you're good. And we were just talking the other day, one of the other estheticians and I here, about like the amount of people who go to school and then don't even do anything with their degree in our field.
Absolutely.
It's like crazy.
There's a lot of people that work really hard and do really well in the program, and then they just, I guess they get too nervous to take the state board exam, or they just
life happens
or whatever happens. But there's a lot of them that went through school and did a good job and got good grades, and they just didn't do anything with it. But this is definitely a field where you do have to be passionate about it. Otherwise, you can't phone it in with hair color or nails or anything. You really do have to enjoy what you do, because it shows in your work. So.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Do you find that there's things in everyday life that your nail tech skills actually help you with?
Oh, yeah, all the time.
Yeah.
Definitely renovating.
Yeah.
In my house, because we bought an old home. It was built in 1969. So
that's cool.
Yeah, so a lot of the techniques and skills that you develop to just get things to adhere to other things, or to just the removal of paint or painting or what have you. Like there's a lot of skills that you don't know you carry over into your regular everyday life. Like just attention to detail as well, because you know, not only am I nearsighted, but I really pay attention to the tiny details that most other people would miss. So I carry a lot of my skills over into, you know, practical use every day. But yeah, it's something that I really enjoy practicing too, because you can't ever stop learning new techniques, because there's forever new techniques in the business as well.
I feel like, especially with nails, like I feel like the style changes with nails even faster than it does hair.
Hair and makeup too.
Yeah,
because with nails and makeup, you do get like this is an iconic look.
Yes.
Or you'll get like, this is a heavy suggestion of what's in right now.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
And it's changing. I mean, it was what, like 6 months ago, like super long nails was kind of in, and now it's going back to the only length I can handle because I work for a living. Okay,
You a busy gal.
She working girl.
I want to go back to the house situation, of course, but so did you meet your husband here in Warner Robins?
I did, yeah. I actually met him in school. I was a smoker back then, so I was looking for anybody that had a lighter. I had a cigarette and no light, and so I'm wandering all over campus, and I was like miles away from where I originally was, and no one was at the gazebos, no one out. Like, I couldn't find anybody that was smoking, anybody that I thought looked like they smoked. And then I come upon Stephen and his friends, and I walk up to them. They're all gathered. It was January, so it was really cold, so they're trying to absorb some of the sunlight because it's just freaking freezing.
Yeah.
So I walk up to them in my big fluffy white coat,
I love this description.
with my long dark hair, and I go up and I said, "Does anybody have a light?" And I had my cigarette in my hand, and Stephen, his friend, was in the middle of saying something. He just put his hand in front of his friend's face and was like, "I got it. I got a light." And he looked like Shaggy from Scooby-Doo, and he was the cutest thing I ever saw. So
Oh, I love this.
he was so adorable. He had this shaggy haircut and a big leather jacket. And he was a little shaky when he was lighting my cigarette. Later, I found out it was lead poisoning. It wasn't because he was nervous.
What?
You know what else just happened?
What happened?
I'm really going to date myself. I don't care, though. I'm timeless. That whole thing you just said, Romeo and Michelle's high school reunion.
Oh my God, I love that movie.
I know, me too. You literally had the cowboy. You were like the cowboy, and you were out there, and he like his hand shaking.
So
I've been wanting to talk to you for a long time.
Right. He really was cute. And then it took him 2 months to ask me out. And so he asked me out on our first date, and we were broke college kids. So we went to the Dollar Theater and watched Harry Potter the last one, number 7. I can't remember the name of it. But we watched a Harry Potter movie at the Dollar Theater, and then we went to Wendy's Dollar Menu and ate off the Dollar Menu.
Nice.
Dollar Theater, Dollar
Yes.
Menu.
Yeah, I love
Yes,
it.
Awesome.
and it was
That's where
such a
true
good
love is
date.
found.
Absolutely, because he was so sweet and so cute. And here's some advice for all the men out there: if you really want to get the girl, he turned to me while we were driving between one or the other, and he said, "Oh, I just remembered it's my granny's birthday. Do you mind if I call her real quick?"
Whoa.
And I said, "Oh yeah, go for it." So he calls his granny, and she answers, and he's just having the sweetest conversation with his granny, and he sang her happy birthday, and my heart just went, "Oh, God,
Jeez.
yep." That's so sweet, because
amazing.
he and his granny were like this, like they were
Oh, that
super
is so
super tight.
cute.
So I was like, if anybody needs to get the girl, just call an older lady and tell them it's your
Yes.
granny.
Hey, I'm dating in Georgia right now in my 40s, and I gotta say, 2 months, that's fast, because these boys be slow in Georgia.
Yeah.
You know them for a year and a half. They still haven't asked you for a date, but they keep telling you they like you. It's like, okay. We'll see about that.
Yeah, exactly.
Meanwhile, we're not getting any younger.
No. Can we speed it up a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been together since we were 20 and 21. I was 21 and he was 20.
Oh, you're the older woman, robbing the cradle.
Absolutely robbed the cradle.
You cougar, you.
I used to buy him alcohol before he was legal. So
And you're his cool friend? That's awesome.
yes,
You were his hero.
Yeah.
I was absolutely. You better not forget it.
Alcoholic hero.
Yeah, there you go. And now he drinks less than I do. So
Yeah,
go
yeah.
figure.
See how that turns?
Exactly.
That is actually the cutest story that I have never heard.
Oh,
Seriously, I love it.
yeah,
All
he
right.
was-
And then you guys are not having kids, but you have a couple cats.
Yes, we have 3 kitty cats.
Yeah. Oh, a few
Yes.
cats. I always forget there's a third one.
Yeah, one is from when he was 19. He got her from a friend who had a cat that had a litter of kittens. So she's literally never set foot on grass. Like she's a precious little princess.
Yeah.
And then the other 2, they're stray kitties that wandered up and chose us to be their new owners. You know,
Cats know, man.
Yeah,
know.
they do.
They really,
know.
really do.
Yeah, and they're
Yeah.
cute. You always talk about your little cat stories. I love them.
they're stinkers, and I adore them.
That's pretty much how it is.
Yeah, absolutely. Any animals. I mean, they're a little fuzzy ball of joy to come home
Oh,
to.
I know.
And just I'll never be without a cat, I don't think.
Yeah, I have at my little place 4 dogs and like 6 cats or 7 cats. I don't even know. I can't keep track anymore. But we just keep on adopting them.
Yeah, I mean, there's something to be said about your energy, though, when animals are just attracted to you.
Yes.
So, yeah,
Yes.
that's me. That's my mom.
Yeah.
My mom has so many stray cats that she's
Yeah.
feeding, much to my dad's chagrin.
Yeah.
Poor guy. But
Yeah.
they flock to him. So,
Yeah.
you know.
And then you go home. Oh, yeah. Okay. The manager just reminded me I technically have 6 dogs.
I mean, it's
because I have 2 grand pups at my house.
Got you.
But when
That's
I
not too
come
much.
when I come walking up, like the kitties, the dogs, like everybody comes out to greet you.
They do.
Everybody's so excited to see you, you know.
Always.
I mean, even my kitties do. I mean,
Yeah.
they say that kitties don't do that, but we have
Oh,
outdoor
yeah.
kitties, not indoor kitties, because my allergies can't handle it. But they come running up and they just are so excited to see you, and they're meowing at you, telling you about their day. You know, the dogs are like barking at you and excited to see. It's just,
Yes.
I'd always say, I'm like, I'm rich in love.
We have a
Yes,
cat.
you are.
We have a cat named Morticia,
Nice.
and she says, "Hello." That's the one word she can say in English.
So cute.
Yes, she's very continental.
She is really cute. Funny story is her cat looks like a different cat that I adopted who had 6 kitties that I no longer have because they were with my ex. So when I left him with the cats because he's more of a cat person. I'm more of a dog person. But yeah, our cat looked exactly like her cat.
Wow.
Yeah, it's so crazy. It trips me out. I'm always like, did she have more kitties after I adopted her out? Because she wasn't fixed.
Yeah. Maybe she reincarnated. Cycle continues.
And she washes
does.
the window just like her, like we call her Mama Kitty.
Aww.
Where they go and they paw out the window.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. We call it washing the windows.
Maybe she is. Oh my gosh.
It's the craziest thing. Yeah, that's cool. All right, so the real reason why we have you here is you bought a house.
Mm-hmm.
And your best friend was supposed to be here too, but she couldn't make it, unfortunately.
Unfortunately, she's...
Yeah. We wanted to hear her horror stories too.
We don't mind you sharing it too.
But we're going to let you share whatever horror stories you can still share.
Oh, Lord. You want the long version or the short? I'm just going to give you the long version.
Hey, we got time, girl.
I can elaborate.
Are we starting
on a
with
lot of
yours or
things.
hers?
I'll start with mine.
When did you buy your house?
We bought it in 2023.
Okay.
And it was a very long process. It was a horror story in and of itself, but they moved the closing. If they moved it once, they moved it 15 different times.
Yeah.
It was impossible to make plans and to get things together and work and do everything else they needed to do and make time to go close on both of the houses as well. So we were already very much stressed out, but when we moved in, it was the day we moved in that we noticed our spare room, it's an enclosed garage, the ceiling was leaking from random areas, and that's where we planned to put all the boxes and slowly unpack from there, but we had to invade the entire rest of the house
Yeah.
so that, nothing got wet. Because,
And then you're on a deadline.
and it was
Yeah.
just... I mean, anyone that has bought or sold a house
Yeah.
knows, like, you would rather dig your eyeballs out with a spoon than ever do that again.
I
Because it's awful.
Yeah.
But we got a handyman, and we had been using him for years for smaller projects, and, he had always done well, and he was, more often than not, he was down on his luck, didn't have a whole lot of money, had, a few kids to raise, a wife. He needed the work, and he would try and do the best he could and, maintain a deadline, but you know how handymen go. It's like they say it's going to take 2 weeks and X amount of dollars, and it ends up taking 6 weeks and XXX amount of dollars. So you just kind of take that with a grain of salt with handymen. It's going to take longer and more money than you think it is.
Yeah.
So we call him up around October of that year, moved in August.
And I started seeing you, I think, in November.
Yes.
So I was like full ride
You
with
were
this little transition.
present for the entire thing.
And we kind of connected right away to where we
Yes.
can talk to each other. So we were like spilling the beans about a lot of things in our life.
I mean, what else are you going to do for an hour and 15 minutes
Exactly.
but talk?
No.
The nail room is a safe place.
Exactly. It's
What
like
happens
Vegas.
in the nail room stays in the
Stays
nail
in the
room.
nail
I'm just
Yeah.
going to quote it.
But yeah, we got this guy and called him in September, came out in October and started fixing the roof on that place. And there were several things that he had to do, but the roof was the main one. So he replaced the roof, and then he disappeared for... I think the last time we saw him was right before Thanksgiving, like days before Thanksgiving that year. He didn't come back around until February of the next year.
Yeah.
And we were perpetually having problems because that whole room, I feel like a drunken monkey with a dartboard could have figured out how to do that better. Could have thrown freaking tools at it and made a better room
Just
than they
thrown
did.
wood at it and it would have been better.
Yeah,
huh?
I think I could have done a better job, and I have no idea what I'm doing. So he came up with excuses as to why and what was going on, and I got busy. He had another job. This was a side job, so I was like, look, we'll be understanding, but can you please come back out? Because every time we turned around, he'd plug up one hole, it would squirt out another hole, and plug up this hole. So eventually we decided we needed to take out the fireplace, because the fireplace wasn't put in right in the first place, and it was just forever letting in water to the point where dirt and sediment was piling up in between the wall and the fireplace.
Yes.
And then
I remember you telling me this, and I'm like,
It sounds like the money pit.
oh yeah, it really does.
Yeah.
I just wanted to get out of my old neighborhood so bad. I just wanted to move, and I really did fall in love with the rest of the house.
And you love the country. You love being out in the country.
I do. I love my neighbors not being right next door to me. You know, there's several yards away from one house to the next.
Yeah.
And it's 3.5 minutes from my best friend, so we're at each other's houses all the time.
Oh, I didn't know you were that close to her.
Oh, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I love that.
I love it, too.
We need to get closer.
I know, goals.
Right?
Yeah.
Goals. Let's get this podcast monetized.
Hey, there's my daughter said there was a U-Haul coming out of our neighborhood. I am watching eagerly to see what house is going up for sale.
We're doing it. We're gonna be
You got
neighbors.
first dibs of any house
Yes.
in the neighborhood.
Yes.
Sounds like a plan. Because it is great. It's great. You just pop over at the end of the day and you spend 20
Yes.
minutes, and then it's like you catch up, and then you can do it again the next day for 20 minutes. 'Cause
This is
travel
new information for me, but I love the fact that you guys still will hang out at the salon, like doing nails.
Yes. Well, there's a lot of other things going on besides nails.
Yeah.
Nails is just a little.
There's been some times I'm here at the spa late at night. I'm like, what is Liz doing? She's like, oh, I was over. My best friend came. I was doing her nails.
Yeah.
Till midnight.
Till midnight, because, we get to yakking. We can't help it.
Oh yeah, I mean, like her and I can say anything different. Like, I mean, there's times that we've stood an hour and a half in your driveway. Like, okay, I'm just gonna walk her out and say goodbye. He's like asleep. Like, where the heck have you been this whole time?
But I mean, going back in the history for people, that's how it always was.
Yeah. Mhm.
This whole thing of like a quick exchange, that's new.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Well, we've been at the salon doing y'all's hair till like. We've been at the salon doing. I've been doing both y'all's hair till like 1, 2 in the morning.
Oh yeah, that has definitely happened. Yeah. There's usually alcohol and food involved.
Yeah.
Yeah, just because you have to
It's
wait
like-
for a chemical process to happen, you can't.
Yeah.
You know
True.
how that is. You can't rush
Absolutely.
it.
No, you can't rush, and if you do, it turns out really, really bad.
Yeah.
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 Yeah, well, I love that. Okay, so back to the handyman.
Yes.
Because my favorite part of the story is about to come up, and I am like so excited for it.
Has she
when
told
you
either of
me-
you anything?
No,
about
this is great. We left off with the doo-doo coming down the walls between the fireplace and the wall.
Can I swear a little bit?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Oh,
was
you
such
can.
bullshit. It was bullshit.
I didn't say anything because I wanted their like real time reaction, like when you told me, and I was dying. Remember, I could barely even keep my hands on the.
She was crying,
desk.
laughing.
I was like, I was
something.
like,
It's something.
Liz, I'm sorry. I need a moment. I need to put myself together. I cannot believe this happened to you.
Let me laugh at your pain.
Yeah, I mean, it's either laugh or cry, and I chose to laugh about it. But so we decided that we had to take out the fireplace because it wasn't built correctly. Like, they decided to drill a hole in the side of the brick in the fireplace opening and just shove a gas line through and called it a gas fireplace.
Oh, gosh.
Yeah, that's what I said. Yeah, so he was like, yeah, that probably needs to come out because it was leaking down the wall and puddling everywhere. Like I said, plug one hole, another hole opened up,
Yeah.
and it was just bizarre. So about April of 2024, he came over and he was going to take out that fireplace. And this guy, a little backstory on him, he's a talker. To the point where you're like, okay, I heard you the first 15 times you told me.
Yeah.
Can you please just go and do what
Yeah,
you're
we've been here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We've been here before, and you can just go do that,
Yes.
and that's cool. But, he gets to talking, and he's this short, sawed-off redneck guy. Handyman, like, he's kind of an epitome of what you would imagine a redneck handyman guy would be.
Yeah,
Like, very
yeah.
skinny, very,
Yeah.
very loud.
Yeah.
very talky, very southern, and I mean that's not a problem for me. But when you continue to tell
until
me
you can't do your job,
until you can't do your job, so you tell me over and over again, oh, this is what I'm going to do. What I'm going to do.
Let me spin my tale about your fireplace.
Yeah, exactly.
I love that.
So he came over one day and he was going to take out the fireplace, and I thought that he was going to have some machinery or something. No, it was just him and a sledgehammer.
I can do it.
And a wheelbarrow. Don't forget the wheelbarrow.
And a wheelbarrow. So he was going to bust up this fireplace and take it out after he had already come over and done a half-ass job doing the roof and this, that, and the other. So he was basically doing this as an I'm sorry for making you wait and just going MIA for months at a time. Because we'd periodically text him, hey, are you coming back out to finish? Because the roof wasn't finished because it was still leaking.
Yeah.
So we were like, can you come back out and finish? And then, you know, the solution was to take out fireplace and see if that would stop the leaking.
I can't talk about Reno. I'll make it up to you, though.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what I heard. So he comes in, and throughout the day, like it's my day off, and I want to just sit and chill. So I'm expecting him to tell me what he's going to do for an hour or so, and then go do it, and then leave me alone. Well, I can't be left alone, apparently. So he kept knocking on the door and telling me what more he was going to do, and then I'm planning on he's planning on taking out this entire fireplace by 5 o'clock and then have it boarded up and a new wall up. This was like 9 o'clock in the morning, and I'm like, well, with the sledgehammer, that's going to take a long time. And I told him, if you need to take a break, just let me know, put a tarp over it. It's going to rain tomorrow. And then come back another day and finish taking it out. Because I really don't think you're going to get this done in a day. And he's like, no, I got it. So he's with that sledgehammer, and he's swinging away. And then
Lemonade video. I'm visualizing it, yep.
Yeah, hot, sweat. Like, April's not too bad here, but it's still, once you start swinging a sledgehammer and breaking up brake, then yeah, anything's going to be hot.
And wheelbarrowing it off.
So he kept stopping. Like, every hour on the hour, he would knock on the door and talk at me for 20 minutes. I think he was just coming in to get some AC.
Thank you that you said that, because not everybody understands. You could talk to somebody or you could talk at somebody.
Yes.
And there are people in this world that I don't think they realize they talk at people. Yes. They're not talking to people.
Yes. This guy was the king of talking at people.
Yes.
He kept knocking on my door every hour on the hour, and I was like, if you need some AC and need some water, that's cool. I tried to make myself busy, but the house, I can only go so far.
Yeah.
And I have to let him in because I started locking the door. And so then his wife came over at one point. She's
I didn't know about the wife.
Yeah, the wife came over and she was like, oh, I have this plant and I figured you would like it as a mint plant. I was like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. She's trying to make up for his insufficiencies.
Yeah, so she's talking at me too, and I'm like, can you just finish this or go home?
Yes.
So finally,
I'm paying you for a job.
This lady's paying us, Nora. You got to pull out the big guns. Go get that mint plant.
Get that mint plant. Then she'll really appreciate us.
She likes to drink. She'll make something with that. Yeah. What
mojito.
A mojito.
Mojito.
My favorite drink from
She
California.
does pedicure. She loves toes.
Yeah. And
Go get her a mojito.
Yeah. So she knocked on my door, and then, you know, he just would not leave me alone. So I was like, I'm going to go over to Jenna's because I can't take this anymore. I just want to be left alone, and I'd rather talk at Jenna than talk to this guy. So I go over to Jenna's for about an hour and a half. And in that hour and a half, tragedy struck at my house. I come back home. And he's sitting in his car, and I'm like, oh, he's taking a break, whatever. I'm not trying to pay attention to him. I'm trying to get in the house as fast as possible so he doesn't see me, start talking at me again.
Yeah.
So I'm gathering my things, and then I get out of the car, and he's right there. I'm like, dang it. So then I start to take in everything. The wheelbarrow he was using is upside down, broken on top of the pile of bricks he has taken down. There's a new wheelbarrow on top of his car, and he's coming towards me, and he looks really upset. Now, backstory, his mother had passed away pretty tragically, and, you know, none of that is funny. The poor guy is going through it, and You know, nobody really.
But you had sympathized with him, and you had been there, like, he had canceled due to all this drama, and you were, like, very sympathetic.
Yes, so that was one of the many things that he had as an excuse. And I'm like, that I can excuse. Death in the family, of course, I can understand.
But we can only ride that boat for so long.
Exactly. So he comes walking over to me, and he looks visibly upset. He starts talking to me again. Now, he's standing between me and my front door. He proceeds to talk to me for the next 40 minutes outside about what transpired. I could gather that from what I took in. Broken wheelbarrow, new wheelbarrow, this, that, the other. Yeah, I can see that you broke your
had some
struggles,
and here we are.
But it's an SAT cognitive reading test now.
It is. So he proceeds to tell me what happened. I don't know how many times, because he got in a loop. I guess when some people get nervous, they get in a loop and they say things over and over again. And that's what he was doing. He said, well, I was taking the brick over, and then as I was moving the brick, the wheelbarrow broke, it snapped, and then when it snapped, I snapped, and I had a meltdown in your yard, and your neighbors are probably going to think I'm insane, and I just wanted to let you know that, I'm not just sitting in my car being lazy, doing nothing. I had to take a break, and I was like, that's all right, man.
Yeah, hey,
look, if you need to call it, then call it. That's fine. Like, you just put a tarp over the hole and then come back later when it's not raining. It's not an issue. I am not in a rush.
I'm not driving you here, buddy.
I'm not driving you here. And he's like, no, I told you I was going to finish it. Like, he put so much pressure on himself that he was determined to finish the job, and the job wasn't getting finished. It just wasn't. And I was like, that might have been the sign from the Lord telling you need to stop.
Yeah,
It just, today is not your day. It's just not. And then he proceeded to tell me over and over again, and I was like, dude, I understand. Like, if you need to go home, go home. It's fine. He just would not take go home for an answer. He wanted to spill his guts, and he was spilling them all over me.
Because you need to understand, I lost Mama on that tragic wheelbarrow accident.
Yes.
And I just replayed it in my mind.
Yeah, so I'd always, whenever he would come over, I'd always have a cooler with water and some beer for him, because for some reason, when he drank beer, the work got better. So I was like, whatever formula works for you, dude.
Hey, my kid used to say when I'd come home at night after working a long day and he gave me a drink, I would give him the best damn haircut of his life. So
yeah, so you know what? It helps. Alcohol's a tool.
Yeah.
We need to use carefully. Yeah, I said, here, let me get you a beer. So I get him inside and I start talking to him a little bit more, and I'm trying to ease him off the subject because it feels like he's in a loop. So I'm easing him off the subject of how sad he is, and I'm asking him, okay, what are you planning on doing over here? How are you going to fix that? Yada, yada, just anything to get him off the subject. So that works for about 10 minutes, and then he's right back on, I'm sad, and I don't have time to have a mental breakdown. And, he was saying his wife had a breakdown not long ago. He's like, I just can't lay in bed all day like she can, and I have about 10 minutes, and I have to, suck it up and be a man and blah, blah, blah. And he's like, it reminds me of this song.
Yes.
It reminds me of this song called Measure of a Man, and I can't remember who he said it was by. I don't really listen to country, but
did he sing it?
Gird your loins. Buckle up. It gets so much weirder.
Oh my God.
He said, it reminds me of this song, Measure of a Man, and he said, have you heard it? And before I could think to lie and go, yeah, that's a really good song. I said, no, I've never heard it. And then I immediately go,
Ren's like losing it over here, by the way.
And then here you go.
And he's like, oh, let me go get my phone. And then at this point, I'm like, I'm stuck. I'm stuck in this.
It's actually by Elton John. It's not even necessarily. Is that country? It's not country. Elton John's not country.
No, this song was most definitely the twangiest.
Countryest stuff.
Yeah, no, this was very much like if AI wrote a country song, this is what it would sound like. This is the most country.
Is Clay Aiken, so maybe that's what he was. He was singing the Clay Aiken version.
I don't even know. It might not even be Measure of Man. I think I tried to block it out of my memory.
That's what I do with all my trauma too. I just what happened? I can't remember.
Tamp it down and have it come out some other weird way. But he goes and gets his phone, and I'm like, well, I'm stuck now. So I go in and I'm trying to find something to do that will keep me from looking at him. And so I see the dishes need doing, so I just pick up the dishes. He goes back in, and he says, oh, here it is, I found it. So he starts playing, and it truly is the twangiest country song I've ever heard in my life. And I just don't know what to do. I'm stuck in this moment because I'm like, if I turn to him and say, I really don't want to hear this song, can you please go away? I sound like a sociopath. So why would I do that? I have too much empathy for that. So he's just leaned up against my wall, and he plays this song, and now this becomes the longest 4 minutes of my life. And I'm standing there scrubbing this dish, and when I had the thought, which I think is what made him start singing, because Murphy's Law. What
you like manifested it?
I manifested it, and I said, "Dear God in heaven, if he starts singing, I'm gonna die right here."
She told me this, and I started dying. I was like, Liz, he's sang, didn't he?
He is leaning against my wall with a beer in his hand, tears streaming down his face.
Like the best country song music video ever.
All up in his feels, singing to me.
Oh my God.
And I'm standing there awkwardly doing the dishes, and I am scrubbing a hole in this pan because I ran out of dishes.
What are you gonna do?
I'm just gonna clean this pan until it disintegrates. So I'm standing there, and I'm like, I'm in it. It's 3:30 in the afternoon. My husband isn't going to be home till 5:30. No one's calling me. I'm trying to manifest a phone call, a text, a something, any kind of emergency.
And you only manifested the worst.
This the worst, the absolute worst.
You can't call his wife because she's in bed mourning that mint plant she can't find.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm stuck, and I'm in. You know how you get so awkward, you get tunnel vision?
Yes.
I was getting dizzy.
Yeah.
I was hoping a hole in the floor would open up and just suck me in.
Didn't I just say that recently? There was a time in my life just a few weeks ago where I felt like wished I could just melt right in underneath the table.
Disappear. I just wanted to disappear.
Yes. Well, you hope people can take a hint.
He can't.
And some people can't. And you hope that people can step outside themselves and look at the situation and say, am I safe or am I making this person feel unsafe? And a lot of people don't have that awareness. I mean, not a lot, but there's people that just don't have that awareness, I guess.
Well, I think when you use the word, this person talks at you, there's already something missing. Because anybody I've ever known that they talk at you, I don't think that they do it, and they cannot connect the dots in between. They don't understand that they're not really making human connection.
Yeah.
They're making what they think. It's like AI. It's like what they think a human connection is, but it's not a human connection, so they don't understand.
Yeah.
There's just no understanding there.
No, there's no connection whatsoever. So as I stand there listening to this guy cry sing a country song to me, at me, of me, by me, for me, I rethink who I let in my house, and I'm like, do I even want this guy to finish this job? Because I really don't want to deal with this anymore. 4 minutes felt like 4 hours.
Oh my gosh.
And
I cannot even imagine you and Jenna, you going back over there and being like, I need wine.
Yeah.
You don't even know what the fuck happened to me.
This is the climax, but there's still the falling action of this story.
Yeah.
So he finally gets done with his serenade, and I sweat a bucket, and I'm like, what on earth just happened? Because I didn't ask for this. I didn't ask for this song. That was the twangiest crap I've ever heard. No one wants it. Who do you think wants this?
Yeah.
So he's like, all right, I'm gonna hang out in the car for a minute and finish my beer. I just want to let you know I wasn't being lazy. And I said, yeah, you said that before.
Yeah.
So he walks
45
out the
minutes
door.
ago is what it felt like.
Yeah. And so he walks out. I shut the door and I lock it, and then I just have to lay face down on my cold linoleum and go, what the hell was that?
When she told me that, I was like, I have been there before.
Sometimes you get sucked into these moments where you're like, I know what transpired. leading up to this, and somehow I didn't see it.
And I
couldn't
just
get
have
out
to
of
gain
it.
the comfort of the cold ground right now. That's
Yeah,
all I can do.
I need to lay here. My cat comes over. She's sniffing at me, wondering what the hell's going on. And I'm like, Kitty, I just...
She said,
That's
is she
the thing,
dead?
I love you
Do I have
handled it like
permission
a
to eat
cat
her
mom,
eyes?
because you're like, I'm overstimulated. I just want to lay on the floor, cold floor. Lay here. Do not try to pet me. I will bite you. Not hard, but enough to let you know. Do not play country music to me.
Please don't play country music to me. Please don't. Like, I've already had a thing with, like, don't sing to me because it makes me feel, it's too intimate. It makes me feel very awkward. I don't want a mariachi
Liz,
band.
you ruined the surprise for later.
Oh, God, I'm going to leave now. I will run so fast. These flip-flops will sound like applause. I'm not kidding.
Oh my God.
Lord. Yeah, so I handled it the best way I could, which is just to, disassociate while he sang. I'm on a beach in Cabo right now. I'm not listening to this redneck sing to me. So he goes out and he sits in his car for a minute, and then he starts working again, and I hear someone talking outside. He's talking to himself, so I'm peeking through my bedroom window going, what the hell is this guy doing? He's yelling at himself, yeah, get this done, and I'm like, okay, I'm just gonna back away. And I'm waiting on my husband because I cannot. This is the juiciest gossip. I cannot wait to tell him. Like, Stephen is so down to hear my stories at the end of the day. He's like, what did this bitch do today? He loves it. So he comes home, and I don't want to tell him in the house just in case David's standing around the corner
Right.
or something.
Right.
So it's like, I got to wait till this dude leaves. So he comes in, David. He comes in and he says, I'm sorry, I just can't finish the job right now. I'm going to have to put the tarp over it and come back a later date, like I suggested 15 different times.
Yeah.
And he said, my wife and my children are on their way over to bring the tarp over. And I said, okay. So now we have the whole clan at my house.
Oh my gosh.
And they're all equally as talkative and equally as not self-aware.
All the Bainstay Bears.
All of them. All of them. And so he has 3 kids and his wife. They're talking at me. She's telling me about plants. At some point, he gives her my number from his phone, and I do not give permission. And I'm like, I don't want her calling me up, talking at me about things. And they keep talking about nothing. I don't remember what they're talking about because none of it was important.
Yeah.
It was just talking at people.
It was just a talk.
So then he's got his one foot in the car, and then he's still talking, and I'm like, just go in the car. Go, please.
I got to share the story with my husband. Get out.
My husband got home at 5:30. Homeboy doesn't leave until 8:30.
What?
3 hours of him talking, and Steven is just the sweetest guy. He's so patient, so he's not going to be an asshole. And
Yeah.
go, can you please leave? But we're subtly hinting, I got to go make dinner, so we'll see you guys later. The tarp is up. They're just wasting
He's
time.
probably
at this
hoping
point.
you'd feed him at this point. He's like,
I
I've
was
got
like,
the whole family here.
I don't have enough. But he finally leaves. And then I turned to Steven, and Steven said, well, he's got half of it down. He's just looking at what he did. I'm like, you are not going to believe what I went through today. Sit down. I take a bottle of wine, and I fill my glass like a centimeter away from the top, and I just chug. And I'm like, you are not going to believe this mess. He said, what happened? I said, he sang to me. I'm sorry, what? Excuse me? So I had to tell Steve, and he's like, and you somehow got yourself into that. And I was like, I didn't do nothing, okay?
Yeah.
I didn't ask for anything. This guy just kept steamrolling my boundaries. And he just started singing to me for
That is hilarious.
It was the most awkward I think I've ever been, and I've been through a lot of awkward things. Like I said, I was a Catholic homeschooler, so I was very awkward growing up. This was the
That took
worst.
the cake, though.
It took the absolute cake and the ice cream.
Oh, my goodness.
It was so bad. And, had I known that I was going to experience that in life, I might have manifested something else.
Yeah.
I might have avoided it
you
all
would put your energy in towards other thoughts. Huh?
Yes, other thoughts. Yes, but it just sometimes these things just happen, and then you got to roll with them.
Yep.
I'm not a sociopath, so
Yeah.
I can't tell somebody, can you please just go away?
Can you go away, please?
I wish I had that ability, but
I know. It's been hard for me because you and I have that in common. We're kind of like yes girls and people pleasers.
Yes.
And we've talked about this before, but like I run a whole business, so I have to like kind of stand up for myself. And I'm like learning how to stand up for myself like literally this year, I feel like.
yeah.
And it's hard.
It's very, very hard because you don't want to hurt someone's feelings, and you do have empathy for other people,
Yeah.
but not everybody else is that way.
No.
Like, we
and-
assume the best out of everyone, and, you know, if we set up a boundary, which is already hard for us, we expect other people to understand.
To
but some
respect
people-
it.
Yeah, to respect it and not trample all over
Yeah.
it, and then some people
They
either
still
they don't
trample.
hear you and they still
Yeah.
trample, or they know that it's a boundary and they do it anyway just because.
Yeah. I think on his point, I just don't feel like he realizes it's a boundary. Like he can't read the room.
No ability to read the room whatsoever.
The room can be icy cold, and he's like, do. I don't understand what the problem is. We're good.
Yeah. Yeah, he also did a little bit of work for one of my other friends, and she said he did his job the day before, and then the next day, like, he talked to her husband until like 9 p.m. that day.
Yeah.
And then the next day he came knocking on their door at like 8:30 p.m. going, hey, I just want to see what y'all are doing.
What? Did he sleep? Did he sleep? Was he outside the house sleeping?
No, I don't think so. He came over 8:30 at night
Yeah, but
the
then
next
came.
day.
Oh,
And said, hey, what are y'all doing? And
oh, it
she
was at night. Oh
Yeah.
my God.
It was the very next day, but she was like, I have a nursing baby and we aren't friends.
Yeah.
Like, what
Yeah.
are you doing here?
Yeah. And when you were going through that originally, I can kind of understand because I had been renovating. Well, I had renovated like my house with my ex, and I was like, I had to know the guy's name because
Yeah.
I was like, I got to see if it's my guy, you know what I mean? When you were, because we had that same thing, like, oh, they're supposed to be there, they're not there. Then they'd come with a whole crew at like, 1 in the afternoon. And
Unannounced.
Unannounced,
Yeah.
And then they're leaving by 4, and then he's sending one guy over or 2 guys over. Like, you never knew who was going to be there, and when they're going to be there. And then I had kids in home studies. So I'm like, I can't have these guys in there with my teenage daughter and, my underage son. Like, it's just like, my preteen son. Like, I can't have you guys here.
No.
we had that happen like when at my parents' house when we were living a little closer to Atlanta. We had our first communion photos on the wall.
Nice.
And they were like totally like what is that, like the glamour shots?
Yes.
And you're in the white dress, like a little bride.
Yeah. A white dress, veil,
Yes, I think we're both like 6 or 7, and like these like, and my mom put him in like these gothic gold rococo frames in the living room, totally healthy,
Well, it has to be gothic.
right?
It has to be.
Gold,
Yeah,
Frenchy,
this is
scrolling
celebration,
frames
so,
in the
yeah.
living room, and the handyman walked through, and then my mom told me the story. Walk out, walk through, walk back. And they look at the photos, and one of them turns to my mom and goes, well, how old's that one now? True story.
Ugh.
Freaking gross.
No, thank you.
Yeah.
That is crazy. But you got it fixed eventually. You had a good
Eventually.
guy.
Yes.
You were nervous.
I was very nervous. So the new guy, he actually knew what he was doing, and he when I told him about the handyman, a very much shorter version, but I was like, yeah, this dude sang to me. So as long as you aren't singing me a tune, then we'll be good. And he said,
I think we could be friends.
I think we can be friends. He was like, I promise I will not sing to you, and if I do start singing, something's wrong. Call an ambulance. There's something not right.
Healthy boundaries keep us safe.
Yeah, exactly. But he just came in. He got the work done when he said he would, and then he collected the cash and he went on and he said, "Let me know if you need anything else." And I was like, "Where have you been all my life?"
Yeah.
It's such a 180 from the other guy. Because you grow up thinking all these handyman horror stories. Thing, I mean, it's a crapshoot. There's a good one, there's a bad one, there's an in-between
never know.
one, there's one that's good for one person but not another, and you never know because they're independent contractors, and you can only go by references, and
Yeah.
that's about it.
Yeah.
Well, and you hear sometimes that someone, I mean, this is outside of my frame of reference, but of my career, but you hear like, oh, insured and bonded and this and that and this and that. But I mean, we overhear all the time people that will sign up somebody for a big project, sign all the contracts, and then they're, as the buyer, are locked into that contract, and
Yes.
the person never does the work.
Yeah.
Or the company never provides the work. And then you can't even go into your home for months, and your house, you can't even live in it, and you're paying maybe the mortgage on the other house, the rent on the other house, and you're trapped.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think it just depends on the individual and how professional they are. And but I agree, word of mouth is like amazing.
Yeah, it
Yeah,
really
absolutely.
is. Because you had the air conditioning situation too, which I'm so glad that you didn't use who you were planning on having come out.
Yes.
And you used my guy, which
Yes.
is Design Air, Mark. And
Oh, he's the
yeah,
best.
he came out, got it done, taken care of, charged you probably like way less than you would have paid with the other people, which I appreciate.
Absolutely. And he's big on fixing what you have versus trying to get you to buy a new unit, because the older units are worth fixing.
Yeah.
He said sometimes the newer units, they'll last you 10 years and then
Yeah,
they're crap.
the newer units just don't last as long, you know
They
what I
just
mean?
don't.
And the parts are more expensive, you know? But yeah, he's really big on just trying to like, you know, maintain what you have for as long as, I mean, when he tells you have to get another one,
It's
deep down
serious.
you need to get a new one, you know,
Yeah, it's
because
serious.
he really does. I mean, I've heard some of his other stories, you know. So I'm glad you've had two now. Good. I know he's not a handyman, and I don't think your other guy that you had out was like necessarily a handyman, wasn't he? Like a contractor of some sort or something.
Yes, he works full time on base, and this is also his
Oh,
side
so he
job.
is a handyman.
So he is a handyman. There's only one thing he doesn't do. He doesn't do electrical work.
Yeah.
But Mark sent me another guy that does do electrical work, and he
Yeah.
was out within 2 hours of me calling him. So
Yeah.
anytime I have a question, I'll ask Mark, because he
Yeah.
just knows everybody.
He knows everybody is a great resource. Yeah.
Yes,
Definitely.
yes. And he's just a good guy.
Yeah, definitely. Well, I'm glad you got through that.
Me too.
And then Jenna was supposed to be here, and then she had some things happen to her house. So
Yeah.
we'll let you say what little bit you can do. She had some
Yes.
a tree fall on some vehicles.
Oh my gosh, this was so awful. Yeah, we were all planning to hang out at my parents' house. We were doing a retirement party for my dad, and everybody was making stuff. I had just gotten off the phone with her. She was talking about how she made pasta salad and getting everything together. And so luckily, they were getting ready to go. So they were going to put stuff in the vehicles and head on over.
Yeah.
And she called me right back 5 minutes later. So what'd she forget? And she was like, oh my God, this is so bad. A tree just fell on all four of
Oh
our
my
cars.
gosh.
Dang.
Her driveway.
I mean, what are the odds?
If she didn't have bad luck, she would have no luck sometimes.
Right?
God
I
love her.
mean, what are the odds?
Seriously, all of her cars were lined up in a row, because her driveway runs right next to her house, and it's really only one car can fit in one spot. So yeah, the tree limb fell off and hit all four of her cars.
And part of the garage too, right? Or something?
It was a little bit of the roof and the duct work, kind of like the leaf catching thing. What is that?
Oh, the gutters.
gutter. There we go. The leaf
Yeah.
catching thing.
No,
Yeah.
listen.
Yeah.
Change approved.
Yeah. We know a good gutter guy. I don't know if she got him fixed yet.
I think she has gotten it fixed. She's just playing hell with the insurance companies because
Oh, I
insurance just
know.
doesn't work like it's supposed to. But
Yeah.
yeah, she was planning on just coming over to my dad's house and getting some good food and hanging out, and she ended up having to immediately call the insurance companies and start the process, because it's two different things too. It's homeowners insurance and the car insurance, because homeowners does not pay for cars and car doesn't pay for home. So yeah, she has two different, maybe three different companies on her cars, just because of how she bought them. Oh wow. So yeah, she was on the phone all day, and so I just took her some steak at the end of the day. And I
that's a good friend.
I'm really sorry all this
Oh.
crap
Give me a
happened.
beer and I'll cut your hair.
Yeah, exactly. I was like, what do you need? What can I do for you? And she's like, well, you can't pull a new car out of your butt, so I just need a hug, maybe. But yeah, she had to deal with that, and it took oh shoot, that was like April, end of April,
Yeah.
early May.
Yeah.
And she's still dealing with the insurance company, trying to get them to pay for the roof too, because she was like, okay, they considered the tree healthy, and yet it shed a giant limb.
Just fall.
Just fall.
Yeah.
So
I love they
is
do
it
like a health assessment on the tree.
Yeah, get a little thermometer and see if it's doing okay. But they didn't want to take the tree down, even though it was a hazard, because it was a healthy tree. But they said if you don't get rid of the tree, then your insurance is going to go up. So it's like, screw you. You know?
Jeez, that's so messed up.
So yeah, they had to come out of pocket. That's why she's having to work again, is because they had to pay out of pocket to get that tree removed.
Oh, wow.
She was like, I'm glad it's gone though, because it's just dropped huge limbs. It was like a 200-year-old oak tree that
Oh, wow.
was just
yeah. Which
it
is
was
sad to let them go
big.
because they're old
It was
and, you know.
a beautiful tree, but
Yeah.
if it was dropping limbs like that, then you don't need to keep it.
I'm sorry, I have ADHD and I just, you know me. You do my nails, so you see me wiggle all the time.
Yes, absolutely.
She's the reason we warned about the metal.
Yeah. We're the reason why we know that if you touch the cord too much with the microphone, I am the reason. It's
Oh,
me.
I see.
Yeah, it's me. I am the reason. Yeah, it's
Gotcha.
not where. I am the reason. Well, we do have some have you guys ever had to have anything worked on at your house?
No, but I remember, if you don't mind, I remembered something when you said they were weird and it would come back. That one story you just told.
Yeah.
It was I just graduated high school, so it was back in 1937.
Christopher Lee.
Where we were living in Macon at the time, and my mom could probably tell you more than I can, but we had a guy coming, I don't know what was wrong, fixing some stuff, and he'd always come, but one time apparently my mom said he came by, I wasn't there, like late at night, and wanting to borrow money.
What?
Yes. And I think the guy that she eventually married, you know, like what, a couple years, maybe a year, no, maybe in a couple of months, that was right before 95, they were there and they gave him some money. Why, I don't know, because he came back again and wanted more money.
I know.
My Lord.
Right? So that's, I mean, yeah, we don't have a horror story of what work they did, but that was pretty weird.
Yeah,
it's like
that is.
Hey, it's like, hey, come on, I remember we worked on the house, we need some money. I'm like, I need borrow some money or something. I'm like, what?
I'll sing you a touching song.
Yeah, right. Thankfully, he didn't serenade us, but yeah, I wasn't there the first time he came back. I was there like when he came back again. I don't remember if he came back after that. So.
Wow, I mean,
crazy.
push his luck the first time.
Yeah.
Like, we paid you when you did the job. That's your money.
Yeah.
Well, we have some handyman horror stories that other people have shared. So we are going to read them to you guys. So I'm going to start. So this is the first one. I hired a guy to rip up my old carpet and lay laminate down in 3 bedrooms, a hallway, and a living room. I contacted him on Friday, and we met at my new house that evening so that he could see the job. He had no problem at all. A quick 2-day job. Then he wants 40% up front. I didn't know any better, so I write him a check. And it's immediately cashed. Sunday night around 11 p.m., I get a text from his wife saying that there was a death in the family. Whoa. And we'll call him Brandon. Won't be coming Monday anymore. In reality, she must have forgotten that she added me on Facebook, and I could see that they took a trip to Fort Lauderdale with my cash check. So I wait and wait on Tuesday morning for him to show up. He was supposed to show up at 8. I finally got a hold of him at 10. He said his buddy was sick and he's got other jobs to do, but he'll definitely be there tomorrow. On Wednesday, I had internet and cable being installed, so I came home to lunch to be there for that. I walked in to find a stranger chilling on my couch, texting with maybe about 3 foot of carpet ripped up. Apparently, this was Brandon's buddy, who spent the majority of the 4-hour stretch that I was home chain smoking on my front porch. Brandon finally shows up at 5 o'clock to work. He kicks us out of the house, so my husband, 14-month-old, and I had to drive around looking for something to do to kill time. We gave him 2 hours and decided we wanted to go home. In that time, they pulled up one more room of carpet, and that was it. Thursday rolls around, and our neighbor texted us that they actually showed up on time and appeared to be working. I was so excited to come home to a mostly finished house. I pulled up at 5 p.m. and they had a fourth of the living room done. That's it. They hadn't even pulled up all the carpet yet. He tells me the flooring I picked out sucks and it's too hard to work with. Despite there being 2 completely empty rooms, they piled it all, baseboards and nails sticking out, right next to my son's crib in his bedroom. Wow. At this point, I'm furious, but kind of over a barrel because I need this done. Then his wife texted me the next morning and said that he has a flu and he can't come in. So I fired him on the spot. They left this huge pile in our driveway and refused to clean it up until I filed a complaint with an attorney. We had to hire Lowe's to redo the work. They said those guys had no idea what they were doing and didn't leave any room at the edges for expansion. They had to throw away all the laminate those idiots had put down, literally 6 boxes worth. That was the most expensive mistake that we have ever made.
Ooh. Wow. That's a crazy one.
Yeah.
I'm going to have you read mine too because I can't breathe all of a sudden. So I don't think I'll be winded enough.
Are you okay?
No, you know, I just have this like congestion going on. I'm sure you all heard me sniffing and
Oh, you read your story.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm making you read. I'm making you do all the hard work for my story with my friend.
I don't mind. You're my friend. Come over for a steak, a beer. I'll give you a haircut, and I'm going to read your story.
I love that.
I know.
She definitely won't sing to you.
Yes, I will
Well,
not.
she will sing to me. You're wrong there. But that's okay. I'll sing to her too.
My parents were ready to do a full reno/addition on our house. My dad worked for a lumber yard and was formerly a contractor, so he knew plenty of contractors. Hired a guy he knew well, helped design the plans, arrange payment for each leg of the project. About midway through the project, after putting the entire second floor on the house, but before electrical, plumbing, insulation, and sheetrock can be put in, my parents noticed the invoices are way off from where they should be. They get an itemized list of the supplies ordered. There's a ton of stuff not needed for the project. And my dad knew wasn't even remotely being used in our house. He brings this up to the builder and the guy dismisses him, telling him his guys ordered it, it must be getting used. My dad argues with him about it. The dude pulls his team off our project and my parents ended up having to go to court over it. It turns out the guy's crew would moonlight independently and would order extra supplies for people's projects that weren't needed and then take them to use on other work. The judge ruled my parents didn't have to pay for the materials not used in our house, but that builder was not obligated to finish the project beyond making sure what was done was up to code. Building inspector came, made a list of what needed fixing. A couple of weeks later, he calls back and says everything is magically up to code. The builder paid him off, so my parents were left with about 1,800 square feet of unfinished house, with really shoddy work and no money left to finish it. The house is still unfinished 15 years later. The builder eventually went bankrupt from multiple lawsuits. Somehow he reopened with a smaller crew. Which that kind of stinks because I feel like that's crazy that's like a normal thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that is definitely probably a normal thing. You know what I mean?
Well, it's just like the thing you said about like, it's a healthy tree, but the limbs are falling. So it's like, it seems like you would update your requirements as an insurance company as to what that should be.
Mm-hmm. Any way to
Insurance has
wiggle out of
gotten
paying
terrible.
for it.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Insurance has gotten terrible. I mean, in Tehachapi, they can't even have anything like growing like within 10 feet of their house or 5 feet of their house or something anymore. And they can't have like furniture like next to their house, nothing like that.
Jeez.
It's terrible. And people that are getting dropped right and left.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, just take their money and then drop them.
Yeah.
Fun stuff.
Yeah.
Alrighty, shall I read one?
Yeah, go for it.
Sweet. Right. I fired the handyman. My mom came to support me because of my anxiety disorder, which turned out to be a good thing since I had to step out and let her deal with him. As expected, the handyman didn't handle it well. He got very defensive about his work, which was clearly incorrect. my mom questioned him about laying tiles directly on the subfloor, which was done improperly, and pointed out he needed concrete board. She also asked why there was no waterproof membrane for the shower. He got angry and started raising his voice, arguing with her over everything. He claimed I still owed him for hours, even though he hadn't worked that day and had already asked for an advance the day before, which was more than the hours he actually worked. He went out to his truck, inflated the hours, and came back saying I owed him $300, which happened to be the remaining amount in what a police officer called the fraud cap budget I had given the handyman. He really wanted that remaining $300. I told him the math didn't add up, and he hadn't provided store receipts for the materials I paid him for. I also said I tracked his hours using an app, and he claimed to do the same. I pointed out that he had only spent about 10 hours on the job. He argued that running around buying materials should count, but my mom told him there was no way to verify that handymen get paid after the job is done, not in advance or every day they show up. He even lied, saying that he had brought other workers, but the only person he ever brought was his heroin-addicted niece. Jesus.
That got dark.
She stayed in the truck the one time she was there. It turned out he has a criminal record, according to public records. I filed a police report, and the officer advised me to get a security system, which I did. He also recommended I take the handyman to small claims court because his work was clearly not up to code. A contractor friend confirmed that his work was terrible and that he likely didn't have permits. When we got home, one of the tiles had already cracked. Now I'm compiling everything, text messages, photos, and even pictures of the oil his truck leaked on my driveway, which I'll have to clean up. My dad is stepping in to fix the bathroom this weekend, including the floor and shower. He knows what he's doing. My mom and I went to Home Depot and picked out everything we need, including waterproof membrane. I'm saving every receipt because I'm taking this guy to court. I feel so much better now that he's out of the picture. It's a relief knowing that my dad is stepping in to fix things right away, and I finally feel like I'm moving forward with the project instead of dealing with constant stress. Now I can focus on getting my bathroom done and putting this whole mess behind me. Wow.
God bless dads.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anyone can be a father, but it takes a great person to be a dad.
It really does.
Yeah.
It really does. So with our handyman story, our guys just weren't showing up, but the craziest thing is before he got terrible, I had recommended him to one of my investors.
Oh.
So, and my investor was in California. So here I'm trying to manage the sale of the house. I'm putting that guy in charge of the renovating of the house, and he started pulling the same exact crap to that guy that he was doing to me, just not showing up. But then when he would show up, he was using obviously like spray painted, recycled, like old like lamps and stuff like that, and trying to like pass them off as they were new.
Oh, wow.
So when we fired him, I had the smarts to like print out this piece of paper where we all signed saying that he was done with the job. You know what I mean? That I was going to pay, we paid him this much for supplies, this much for his work, and he was done with the job. Well, I tried to get my investor to do that, and he was like, I don't think I need to go that far. I don't think he would ever do anything like that. Sure enough, he put a lien on the house for the stuff that he never even finished doing.
Oh, no.
So when my investor sold the house, he had to pay off that lien. Isn't that terrible?
That's awful.
Terrible.
Oh
That's why when she was
gosh.
telling her story, I was like, what's his name? Oh, it's not the same guy.
Yeah. Well, that sounds like a good story, because a lot of times, from what I hear, is that it costs so much to take somebody to small claims court, it's not even worth it sometimes, like legal fees and things. We have one more. I'm going to have you hold this for a minute. Okay. All right. Oh, this one's formal. Okay. About 5 years ago, I get a call from a lady. Oh, this is a handyman. Sweet. Okay. Oh, this must be his horror story. Ooh, the tables have turned. About 5 years ago, I get a call from a lady named Donna, a referral from another client of mine. She says she needs help with her refrigerator. It's making a, air quotes, weird noise. She tells me, and I figure it's probably the fan or a compressor issue. Simple enough, right? So I show up to introduce myself, and she points me towards the kitchen with the most intense look I've ever seen, like we were about to solve a murder mystery. I go over to the fridge, lean in, and sure enough, there is a weird noise, but it's not mechanical. It sounds kind of like scratching. I look at Donna, and she's got this look in her eyes like she's been haunted by it. I ask, "How long has this been going on?" And she whispers, "About 3 days. Ever since he got in there." He, I say. And that's when she explains. Turns out her daughter's pet hamster, Mr. Buttons, stop it.
Can we go on with this?
Turns out her daughter's pet
I don't know
hamster.
if I can handle it if it's like a sad hamster
Are you emotionally
story.
invested in Mr. Buttons?
Yes.
Well, let's see how his story unfolds. Turns out her daughter's pet hamster, Mr. Buttons, somehow managed to escape his cage 3 days ago. They tore the house apart looking for him, but no luck. Now she's convinced that he's somehow living inside of her refrigerator, as in not inside the fridge, but wedged between the appliance wall and the insulation. And here's the kicker. She wants me to get him out. So now I'm standing there looking at this very large, very expensive refrigerator, and Dawn is practically begging me to do whatever it takes. She even says, "I know you usually don't just fix and install things, but please find him." How do you say no to a plea like that? I start by pulling the fridge out and unscrewing the back panel, half expecting to find poor Mr. Buttons nestled in there. Nothing. Donna's watching my every move, pacing, muttering, "Oh, Buttons, where are you?" I swear I'm half investigating, half exercising this fridge at this point. I wasn't scared, but I can't lie. I was a little nervous. I didn't know what to expect. Finally, I take off the bottom kick plate, and there he is. Mr. Buttons himself, staring back at me from behind the wires like he's been hiding out in the walls of Alcatraz. Donna gasps, and I slowly reach in, grab the little guy, and hand him over. She bursts into tears of joy, hugging him like he's her long-lost child. I mean, the reunion was dramatic, y'all. I half expected her to start singing some sort of hamster lullaby. But here's the best part. After the, air quotes, rescue, Donna hands me a cash tip and whispers, "You saved a life today." I didn't have the heart to tell her that technically I'm more of a handyman than a hamster whisperer, but hey, I left the job feeling like a hero. That was a good one.
That ended on a happy note.
Yeah, what a great
Mr.
handyman.
Buttons.
Redemption.
He survived.
Yes.
A redemption story.
I was really worried for him.
I know, we're invested.
I was like, no, not Mr. or Mr. Buttons.
Mr. Buttons.
He's probably like the really cute little fluffy cream one too. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah, with the big cheeks and the
Yeah,
teddy
with
bear
the big old
hamster.
cheeks.
Yes.
Yeah, and brown eyes, not red, because those freak me out.
I just have so delicious in the fridge. I just can't resist
The
myself.
red-eyed hamsters just freak me out. I can't do them.
There's a little piece of cereal under there. I'll squeeze my big butt under there. I just couldn't get out.
If Mr. Button had red eyes, let him die.
Yeah.
Just let him die.
Red eyes.
Have you seen like the red-eyed hamsters?
Like the albino hamsters?
I don't think they're all albino.
Oh, that'd be an awesome band name, though. The Red Eyed Hamsters.
Add it to the list.
Oh, yeah, add to the list. Band name list.
We also have a band name list. That
Do you really?
Yes, we do.
Oh my gosh. Are you guys not best friends?
I know, we are now.
Yeah, we came up with an emo band one called Yesterday's Eyeliner.
Nice. That's a good one.
Yeah.
We're gonna do an episode where I play a game, take names off the list, but also mix in real band names that
Yes.
sound absurd, and see if they can guess which one's
That
which. If
sounds
you ever
like
want to come,
fun.
if you want to come back and do it, and
Yes,
add some of yours.
I'm down, yes.
Yeah.
That'd be so fun. We'll do like a round of it. It'd be so fun.
That will be fun.
Yeah, me and my husband will just say something where it's like, new band name, call it. It's mine. It's mine.
I love that. Well, girl, you were nervous, but can you believe that you put in over an hour here?
Really?
Yeah.
Well, like I said, you're really easy to talk to, and you're obviously really easy to talk to.
Oh,
Yeah,
so this
thank
was
you.
Well,
fun.
how do you think we get along?
Really well.
Yeah, we get along really good.
Yes, indeed.
Well, we'll have to have Jenna back too, even though she didn't get to make it this time. But
Yes.
we'll have to make a day where she can come,
Yes.
and we can play the band game name. That'll be fun.
Oh yeah.
Very awesome. Yes, and Unbridled Thoughts listeners, if you have any other handyman horror stories you want to share besides these, let us know.
Love it.
Or good stories.
Or good stories.
Yeah.
Well, and we do want to flip the script and do like a handyman, where they come in and tell their horror stories. Because,
yeah.
there are some client horror stories too.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys. Well, that's a wrap.